Guys, Walmart finally, or Apple finally did it. Apple Pay is coming to Walmart. Apple just won a 12-year battle with Walmart. Let's see.
Well, everyone, I cannot believe that I'm finally saying this.
You don't understand how frustrating it is. I mean, I'm sure y'all do, but like there was like a low-key loophole to get Apple Pay with Walmart. You had to use Walmart Pay. Shit was dumb. It was so dumb.
Nearly 12 years of battling Apple Pay, Walmart is waving that white flag and bringing Apple Pay support starting August 24th.
Let's go.
Now we can rejoice, pull out our iPhones, and tap to pay at Walmart's instead of using their weird QR code-based system.
Stupid.
But there's a couple little nuances that we definitely have to go over, so let's talk about what this means for Walmart and what this means.
Guys, Walmart is the only company this big that still doesn't have Apple Pay in their stores. Insane.
For the whole Apple Pay ecosystem.
And like it doesn't even have to be for Apple Pay. You like all we wanted them to have is just even the tap to pay system, which you can use Apple Pay on that too, obviously, but like for people who don't have Apple Pay on their phone or Samsung Pay, Google Pay, whatever the case is, and they just want to just tap their card instead of inserting it. Oh my gosh.
In general. Let's get into it. So now, comment down below if you've ever walked into a Walmart without your physical wallet. You go shopping, you bring out a full cart, you go to pay with your iPhone with Apple Pay, and you are not...
Never gonna happen. Or never's happened to me, bro. I never leave my house without my wallet. Never.
Not able to because Walmart doesn't accept Apple Pay. This has happened to me a multitude of times, and I end up just having to walk out because I don't want to have to create a whole new system. I don't have my credit cards with me to input them into the Walmart application, and it was just a whole mess.
So dumb.
And for 12 years, Walmart resisted from adopting Apple Pay because they wanted to control that transaction, and I'm sure there's a lot of very valuable data that went alongside of it. But like I said, after those 12 years of battle, they're finally adopting Apple Pay, and to contextualize kind of the timeline of this, Apple Pay was introduced back in October of 2014. So like I said,
like, bro,
nearly 12 years at this point. And now fast forward to 2026, and here in the US, we are now at over 90% of merchants being able to accept Apple Pay, but Walmart was the last big player of these giant retailers and wholesale clubs that just refused to take
legitimately
Apple Pay.
the
so
only
to break
one.
down the actual announcement itself, Walmart came out and announced that Walmart and also Sam's Club wholesale stores, which is a big one here in the US, to buy things in bulk, will begin to slowly roll out the acceptance of Apple Pay starting August 24th. So don't expect that every single...
Wait. Walmart and Sam's Club's locations will, with plans to roll out to all U.S. stores and clubs by the end of 2026 and fuel stations by mid-2027. So this is gonna happen, y'all. By 2027, you can comfortably say Walmart has Apple Pay.
Walmart on August 24th will be able to take Apple Pay.
Crazy.
I'll put a link down below for the Walmart tracker so you know exactly which Walmarts are getting them right away. But the goal here is that by the end of 2026, all Walmarts and Sam's Club wholesale stores will be able to accept Apple Pay. And then also there are some Sam's Clubs as well as Walmarts that have...
Imagine your favorite Walmart closes so they can put these in.
Gas stations are set to...
Wait, let me ask y'all that for real though. If your favorite Walmart or if your closest Walmart closed and they told you the reason they were closed and it's going to be probably a few days is because they're adding Apple Pay, would y'all be upset or would y'all be like fucking finally? Because I would be like fucking finally.
Accept Apple Pay probably in the beginning to mid of 2027. So now, why did this take so long? This wasn't kind of like a slow adoption.
But I wonder if they close the stores, or do you think they're gonna do? Are you gonna do, or do you think they're gonna do it where it's like half of the registers are closed while they're getting the Apple Pay, and then once those are set up, they close the other half while they set up the Apple Pay on the other half? I think that makes the best move. There's no Walmarts and NYs. That's crazy.
Or this wasn't Walmart refusing to get a little bit more technologically advanced or have some better POS systems. This was Walmart deliberately deciding not to go with Apple Pay because they wanted to control the entire path of buying the product to the whole transaction to the customer leaving with the product.
Legit
so they announced
weirdos.
Walmart Pay back in 2016. So instead of the tap to pay and instead of using NFC,
Walmart Pay
what you
was
had to do
stupid.
was open up the Walmart app, put your credit card information in that.
And they'll do self-checkout first, then regular register? That makes sense because that way the employees don't have to stop doing their jobs. Because I was like, if they close down the whole Walmarts, are they gonna pay those niggas while they're out of a job for a few days? They're not out of a job, you know what I mean? But like, their store is closed. Are they gonna get paid? So I don't know. We're gonna have to see how they do it.
Walmart app, and then when you did check out, there was a QR code that was at each terminal. You would scan that QR code and then pay via basically the Walmart application, and that's how Walmart was able to control that entire transaction. So again,
all right, nigga, damn, you had a flex that you got all these business Chase credit cards. Damn.
in that situation where I would walk into a Walmart without my physical
flexing all
wallet
his
because I
credit
don't
cards
really
on
use a
us.
physical wallet much anymore, I would then have to just turn around and not bring anything out with me because I didn't have a physical credit card to pay at these terminals. And then, like I mentioned, the big play here from Walmart was that there's a lot of data and valuable data that is gathered when they own that entire purchasing process, especially through Walmart Pay. Because with Walmart Pay, Walmart will know exactly who you are, what you're purchasing, how frequently you shop, all of your receipts, and they can look at all your different shopping patterns, which is invaluable in that entire retail space and making sure that they control that entire system. Versus on the Apple Pay side, of course, Apple's known for being super privacy-centric. So what happens is that these merchants, when you do have an Apple Pay transaction, they're not receiving your actual stored card number. Apple doesn't build a purchase history of what you've bought, and transactions use device-specific credentials and dynamic transaction information. So none of your data is actually
legitimately the card number that you use. It could be in this, like, bro, you could go to a vendor. You could go to let's put it this way. You can go to two food fucking trucks right next to each other. You go to the first one, you use Apple Pay, and then right after you go to the next one and use Apple Pay again, your card numbers will both be different with Apple Pay. It's so beautiful. It's just beautiful.
accessed by anybody at the end of the day.
I wouldn't trust it. Now watch everybody card info get stolen. Nah, I don't think that's gonna happen with Apple Pay. That Apple Pay is like really, really fucking good at that.
And there's been a lot of
Your
holdouts.
card information gets scrambled through a system whenever you use it. That's why I had just brought up that little testimony thing. Because if you use Apple Pay once and use it again within the same 10 seconds, your card will be different. Your card information will be different.
Apple Pay, but they've all fallen little by little. So Kroger was...
That's why if you've ever noticed, if you make one transaction with Apple Pay, like after you tap it, the card goes down. Because you have to put the card back up, tap it or double tap it again, and when you do that, it creates an entirely new card number for you to tap again. That's why you can't tap several times when you only do the face sensor once. You have to do it. You have to bring up the card, boom, boom, bam, boom, boom, bam, boom, boom, bam. It may seem tedious, but it's like that because it's protecting your identity. Literally, it's crazy.
Big one.
Forgot you were an Apple employee, you know.
Home Depot was a big one. H-E-B, which is a big grocery store, was a big one.
Shout out H-E-B.
Those all slowly began to adopt Apple Pay because of the convenience and because, I guess, the exchange of having all that transactional data to the amount of data that it was getting, it was not as valuable as maybe they had thought versus reducing the friction of having somebody come in and actually pay for something using just their phone. So now it looks like instead of having to force people to use their Walmart Pay and learn a new behavior and have logins and credentials and put your credit card information in there, now they can just tap to pay, walk in and walk out, and they're good to go. So it lowers the friction for consumers to go in and get out with a purchase made and a transaction made. So at the end of the day, I do think it's going to be a net positive for Walmart and for all its customers because they don't have to teach an additional behavior. They just have to go with what everybody else is already doing. So at the end of the day, Apple Pay won here because they were just boring. They did exactly what it was supposed to do. Apple Pay was just tap to pay. There was no need to go through other systems or other logins or other permissions or credentials. And when it comes to something like this, where it's a utility and a tool, the more boring, the better, as long as it works. And again, I've made videos about Apple Pay and how we expect it to work 100% of the time. And it's one of those few tech use cases where that is expected. There's always a little bit of expectation of downtime with applications and software and other services. But Apple Pay, it's expected to work 100% of the time. But that's everything you need to know. So August 24th is when it starts to roll out. By the end of 2026, most, if not all, Walmarts and Sam's Clubs will accept Apple Pay. And by 2027, those gas stations attached to those retailers will also accept Apple Pay.
This is so
comment
good.
down below. Are you happy about this? Are you excited? Have you had that scenario where you walk in without your wallet and walk out without anything because you couldn't purchase anything?
I never leave my house without my wallet, bro. That's just not... I actually get mad when people do that. Like, how could you leave your house without your wallet, my nigga? Especially if you drove here, like, bro, you don't have your license on you?
Let me know in the comment down below, but if you made it to the end, leave a little dolphin. And if you guys want to watch more videos like this one, check out one of these videos right here. Until next time, I'm Fernando.
His thumbnails are nice. I like that because he has like he does like the little Apple glass thing too. That's pretty cool. Oh man, y'all. I don't go to Walmart often, but bro, trust me. Even though I bring my wallet everywhere, and like if some place doesn't have Apple Pay or whatever the case is, I can just take my card out and use it. It is still annoying that I guess I gotta reach into my fucking pocket, grab my card on my fucking wallet. Oh, it's so, oh my god, this is great news, bro.